Hey viewers and viewers, my name is John Redstradist and welcome back to another little indie horror game. This is Embuscade. Now, this is another game that I downloaded off itch.io, which technically you can get for free, or alternatively, if you want to support the dev with some money, you can do. It's basically a name your own price type game. Now, obviously in the last video actually I did in the indie horror playlist, I was looking at The Treatment, which was a more of a kind of concept than a game, but I kind of strung that video out by talking a little bit about what I liked in a horror. But we're going to throw ourselves into this one. Now, one of the reasons I actually picked this one, because it looks like it has an interesting graphical style. I kind of like this menu as well. It's signs, so this is probably play, and this one down here is probably quit. So let's throw ourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really know anything about the story of this, in terms of, well, what the storyline is in this game or anything like that. But like I say, you know, interesting look to it and all that. So, I don't know how you say it, it's like kind of voxel style. Oh, that's nothing down here, it's just a dead end. Now, yeah. I also noticed I've got the little heart meter down there in the bottom, which is kind of interesting. I'm kind of wondering, what sort of mechanics do we have? At the moment it's just WASD. Is there a sprint or is there a crouch? Anything like that? Oh, that's escape for the menu. Okay, well there's no sprint mechanic, so that suggests, I don't know, usually if there's a sprint I beg your pardon? What was that? Sorry? What's happening? Press E to dig? Oh wait, is that my heart or is that my stomach? What? Did I just fucking eat a load of trash? Oh, okay. I thought that was a heart down there. It's a stomach. Well, that's weird. Ugh. So can I just keep eating? Or just keep digging? Okay. Oh, so is the stomach acting as kind of like life in this one? As long as there's blood all over the floor and everything, which is kind of weird. Oh, it's a street. Okay. Fences. What's the deal? What does this say? Quarantine area. Authorised persons only. Microbiological containment facility. Okay. Right. What you bet there's going to be horrible mutant monsters? Well, there's a blood trail going down here, so I suppose...
No! No!
Oh, well, someone just died. Zombie outbreak, of course. Oh. That makes me think. You don't suppose... I don't know, I was going to think... You don't suppose I'm the zombie? I don't know, it just feels like digging through trash, stuff like that. To get... I don't know, this looks like almost meat or something. It's weird. And the noises that my character seems to be making are a bit unsettling as well. Because I seem to be eating through all of this without any sort of ill effect or anything. Oh, this is weird. This is very weird, but very different to the sort of thing that I've played before. Kind of like it. What are these things on the floor? Ugh. What is that? Can I eat that? Yeah, apparently I can. So what exactly is my character? Is my character like a zombie? Or some sort of horrible, freakish creature from a containment facility? Is that what's going on here? Okay, it seems we've got... Oh, that's a coloured door for some reason. The yellow coloured door. The yellow windowed door. That's what it is, ladies and gents. Okay, so is this kind of a bit like a maze? Oh wow, there's big sort of dumpsters over here. No kind of monsters or anything particularly alarming just yet. Well, that makes me think that one can't be far off, surely. I'm assuming I'm the monster, I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit weird that I would be digging through the trash and eating all that stuff. I think you can probably see why I chose to play this game. It's just got a very interesting aesthetic to it. Well, we heard a guy earlier. There's something I can eat through there, but I can't get to that. Alright, well, let's keep going. I wonder how long my... Hello? I hear you. Are you a monster, or are you... Oh, hello. Was that a person? I'm not entirely sure. I feel like maybe they're trying to escape me, these people, and I'm the monster. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking here. At least, that's what seems to be the case. I mean, that person, whoever it was, looked like they were running. They didn't try to have anything to do with me. They just fled down the street. Unless it's kind of like a horrible sort of monster that maybe sounds like it's upset or something. Like the witch in Left 4 Dead or something like that, I don't know. It does that to try and lure you in. Well, my character's certainly a greedy boy, isn't he? Alright, well let's go down here. Oh. I know, it's just a dead end with more eatables, more consumables in it. I hear you. Are you running away from me? I feel like that's what you're doing. Well, this is interesting. If this is the case, if I'm correct here, this is probably the first indie horror game I've done where I'm playing the monster. Sounds like you're in that alleyway there. Then again, you could be trying to ambush me. Oh! Well, that was an interesting looking thing, wasn't it? There's more stuff to eat over here. Either I am chasing an innocent creature, human or whatever, that's just trying to avoid me, or I am being led into some kind of trap here. Let's just see what the deal is. There's like a weird pinky splatter on there. Hello? I feel like something's going to jump out. Why? Why? Oh god. I don't like the fact that the music went all like that all of a sudden. Slightly unsettling. Where are you? You around there? Are you in the building? Oh god. This feels very tight and claustrophobic, doesn't it? Why is it so noisy? Oh god, give me food. I need sustenance. Horrible scientific monstrosity needs trash food. Eat out of dumpster, plant face into it, and just gulp it down. Now, who's whinging out there? I can hear you. I can't go down there. I have to go down here. It feels like my character's speed... Oh, hello. Is that... What are you? Am I going to kill you? Oh! I think it's outside of my control. Ooh! Yep, I'm the zombie. Okay! Yes! I would... Oh, no! Well, I just killed some girl, or whoever, maybe a very... I don't know, very feminine-looking boy, I don't know. Oh, hello! My brethren! I've come to join you! Aha! Oh, I'm part of the shambling horde now, am I? Hot damn! You see, I was completely right. You play as the monster. You're not an innocent person trying to avoid the demons of the night. You are the demon in the night. Okay. Well, that was a short one, wasn't it? Max Parata, I think, is the name of the guy who did it. What's that? Days spent on... Oh, game dev, I think it said. 32 days, warning, creepy music. Oh, assets preparation, Pierre Fontaine. Good job, Pierre. I love this ending credit sequence with the signs on the chain link fence. Wow. That music, by the way. Thank you for having played. Should probably say thank you for playing, but yeah. I get the feeling that people who made this probably aren't, you know, native English speakers, or English is maybe their second language or something, which is fine, you know. English is a difficult language to learn and all that. Nice! Okay, so that feels like maybe it was about 10 minutes or so, that video. Interesting. Sometimes it's nice just to play these little short ones, because they've got some really interesting ideas to them. So like I say, everybody, that was Embuscade, which I got from itch.io, so if you're interested in checking it out, do so, you know. And if you do decide to play it for yourself, maybe give the dev a little donation, because I thought that was very interesting, and, you know, you can see the reason why I picked that out to play. I'm just going to put myself back into the game again, just so we can have a look at that environment once more, because, of course, the reason why, you know, I wanted to play this was, as you can see, because of this kind of voxel style that it has. So, you know, because obviously this has only been a short kind of video, much like the last one in the treatment, I think I'm just going to spend a little bit of time kind of talking. Hopefully that's not too loud, and I'm not kind of competing with that, but let's just keep moving in, because it'll eventually quieten down a bit, as it's doing right now. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, you know, maybe about visuals in horror games, because obviously when I played the treatment, because it was only short, I decided to pad the video out by just talking about horror for a little bit and what I personally find scary. But I kind of touched upon visuals in that, and I was saying, you know, visuals are not necessarily the most important thing in horror games, and I kind of maybe actually want to do a follow-up on that. I'm not saying that visuals aren't important, and that, you know, you can, as if you're a dev, you can just sort of ignore them. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's just that if you've obviously got a dark environment, sound design becomes more important. Because obviously, if a person can't really see very well because they're in a dark space, then their ability to hear becomes paramount in order for determining whether there are predators or other monsters on the loose, especially if you can't see them and all that. But, you know, I see so many horror games out there which kind of try to aim for a particular graphical style, and that is kind of ultra-realism. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, you know. In fact, it can be quite a good thing. But sometimes I like games which have their own kind of aesthetic, their own very unique visual style. And this is certainly one of them. This has certainly got a very interesting aesthetic to it, and I really like it. I think it's very interesting to look at. It's always kind of pretty in its own sort of dark, very, well, I say very dark, kind of gritty, grimy kind of way. It's very, very good. It's one of the reasons, for example, why I like Containment Breach, because even though that was so clearly an indie production with, you know, very basic animations and things like that, I think the visuals in that still worked very well for what it was. And I played so many other horror games, indie little ones, which have their own interesting styles. Like, you take the Chiller's Art games that I've played here on the channel, like The Convenience Store, Stigmatized Property, Inunaki Tunnel, you know, they have their own kind of very unique styles, that kind of retro, grainy VHS found footage kind of appearance to them, which just works really, really well in my eyes. And, you know, that's really all just I wanted to say very quickly about visuals in horror games. Sometimes it's good to have a really distinct art style, as well as very good sound design. So yeah, to kind of follow on then from my previous indie horror game video of the treatment, it's not that visuals aren't important, it's that, you know, sometimes things with their own kind of very unique aesthetics kind of develop their own identity, so to speak, and it makes them more sort of memorable, which is kind of what's going on here. Because this obviously looks, I think, quite different to games I've played before, indie horror games I've played before here on the channel. So yeah, I mean, that's all I really kind of wanted to say in that regard, just to, you know, kind of extend the video a little bit further. Because even though some people might say I'm just padding it out, I'm sure some people would probably find it interesting just to hear me say those things. But yeah, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, so let's wrap up here. So this is General Red, wrapping up this episode, this video, this indie horror playthrough of Embuscade. Very interesting little game there. Max Parata, if you're watching out there, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was a nice little take. Also an interesting take to have the player as the monster, rather than as the human trying to evade the horrors of the night. So there you go, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Facebook and Twitter links down below as usual, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, don't forget, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But in the meantime, I'm signing off now. Goodbye, everybody. That's it. There we go. Fucking hell. Ooh, right. I don't think you necessarily need to do it speedily. You just need to keep trying. You just need to get it in the right order. Metal sound comes from somewhere in the room. That's the cage, no doubt. Okay. Okay. Nice to have an audience. I won't lie, even if they are a bunch of creepy-looking demons. Well, good to know that the spirits of hell certainly appreciate good music. Right, cage door is open. Inside is a puppet. I feel like we have to take it out. Ugh. Well, can't say I was expecting a hand, but okay. A detached, twisted hand.